YouTube, welcome back. It's another video from the archives. The second film I was ever in. This is the one that I lent to someone and never got it back, so I thought until recently I was never going to see this again. But I borrowed a copy from one of the other people in the video. I got it digitized, and here it is for you, based on the old story of Rumple Stiltskin. We have Rumple and Stiltskin.
Whatever's the matter? It's the king! He's here! But I only got a necklace and a little ring. Come home! Welcome, welcome. May I present my daughter Marigold? What a pretty name. Yes, Your Majesty. You know why I've come, don't you? No. I've come to collect your taxes. Taxes? Yes, you know, cash, money, gold. Gold? But I'm just a poor miller. Take him away. But my daughter can turn straw into gold. Okay, very well, but you'd better be speaking the truth. We know. Who are you? Never mind that. It's so easy you could do it standing on your head. You can turn straw into gold. Nothing to it. Shall we show you? Would you? Would you really? Only on one condition. When you're married to the king, you must give us the first prince. Well, that's alright, because I'm never married to the king. Do you promise? Yes, I promise. We've kept our promise, now you keep yours. Do I have to keep my promise? Of course you do. Unless what? If you can guess our name, we'll release you from our promise. I know their names. They may be young, they may be lame, but Rumple and Stiltskin is their name. They may be young, they may be lame, but Rumple and Stiltskin is their name. Rumple Stiltskin?
Bizarre that this video, obviously, I think this was made in late summer, about this time of year, maybe a little later, early September sort of time, 2003. Incidentally, I've really grown over the summer that year. I look way taller. Yeah, that film so long ago, and obviously I haven't had my own copy since 2007, so I've not seen this film at all for 16 years. I could recite in my head the timings of particularly I think I've quoted, but I've only got a necklace and a little ring. I think I quote that in one of my older videos. I feel like that pops up in my head quite often. Yeah, it's just so ingrained, this film, and it was really sad that it was gone, and I'm really happy that it's back. But some interesting points of note. The kid playing what's the girl's, Marigold's dad? His name's Johnny. He was sort of like my main friend at the movie club. We used to sort of hang around. We all sat next to each other at the films, and I had like a hat that was a puppet, and we all sort of bantered, and it was always sort of silly shenanigans. So you see us at the end, we do a little dance, and I spin him so hard he gets like pulled off his feet. Again, not scripted. They just say dance and, you know, be merry and excitable. So that's what we did. We just sort of, he wasn't hurt. It was just, you know, a bit of fun. But I find the idea that he is by the end playing a grandfather, because I mean, obviously this is 20 years ago. When I was that age, I was much younger, so people didn't look as young. He looks like 3. It's quite funny that he's playing someone's, you know, the grandfather to this baby. So as I mentioned last time, in Max and the Wild Things, I was a bit obnoxious, I was a bit loud, and I think I annoyed the director, because when he came back to do the second film, I missed the first week off the class. I think I maybe actually missed the first 2 weeks off the class. I think the first week they don't do any filming, they just sort of do preparatory work. The second week they start filming. So when they did the stuff with Marigold, Where Are You? What's the Matter, Father? It's the Kingies. That bit, I wasn't there when that was filmed. So I didn't get cast with a role until week 3, which is when they filmed the stuff with the King. But I was there, and I was told, no, you're playing the messenger who comes at the end to say what Rumple and Stiltskin's name is. So you can't be in the crowd. You know, because you appear at the end. And I thought at the time, that seems unreasonable. And looking back, that's nonsense, because Rumple and Stiltskin are both in the crowd as different characters. They've not got their waistcoats on so that you know that they're different people. So if they can be in the crowd, why couldn't I? The mysterious traveller messenger whose backstory is completely erased because it's for timing. It's just I would just appear out of nowhere and say, I know their name. Because great acting. We couldn't afford a second take, I guess. In fact, generally, I wonder if we're running short on filming time, because Johnny as the dad has a stumbles over his line at one point as well.
I present my daughter Marigold.
Yeah, I think he just didn't want me in the film any more than he had to, because I was obnoxious as an extra. I couldn't be a good extra. In fact, I was so determined to be in there somewhere. You can hear the sound of a confused cow mooing at one point in the background. Woo! That's me!
Yes,
That's me making cow noises off camera, because I was bored and I didn't have anything to do that week. So I was very much sidelined. It was a bigger role, and I could properly sort of expand into it, but I wasn't allowed to be in the rest of the film when I wasn't, you know, unless I was actively doing a big thing, I was kept out of frame. Which is kind of funny to me. Also, I seem to remember when Rumple and Stiltskin are dancing around the straw, I was sort of singing la 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 da da. I was like singing a little tune that they were dancing to, and I was told, don't do that. That's annoying. I don't want that on the film. Also, my costume got scaled way back, so I've got this sort of orange smock thing. I've got a hat. I think I take the hat off later on, but I'm pretty sure I don't know this hat. And I got a little red bow tie that's pinned to the smock. Originally, I also had a purple waistcoat, and I had to give that to one of Rumple and Stiltskin so that they would look different. They were both given waistcoats, so they'd look different from their extra characters from earlier. Which, like I said, makes it, why couldn't I be there plus or minus a waistcoat? There was no reason for that. I also had a big pair of like fake glasses. I was told I couldn't wear those, and I had like this. It was a unfolding binocular medallion thing. I wasn't allowed, so I had to take a lot of my extra bits of costume that I'd thrown in there. I was told it was distracting, it was too much. So clearly the director was getting annoyed with me and my shenanigans. But I do still have quite a big, you know, at least the parts that I'm in, I've got quite a lot to do. I'm the focus of attention for a little while. I guess that was enough to please me. I do think I was a little bit shortchanged not being allowed to be an extra, but I guess looking back at Max and the Wild Things, where I'm just really overacting as an extra, I can kind of see why they didn't want me to be an extra, but they did kind of palm me off with excuses that were just nonsense. But yeah, that's it. That's Rumple and Stiltskin. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed both of these films. Those are really the only examples existing footage of me from before my YouTube channel that there is. It's, you know, my YouTube channel started in May 2009, I think I put my first video up. And these were spring and sort of late summer 2003. So these predate my YouTube channel by 6 years. That's a long time. But it's been nice looking back on these. One of the cast of these, Johnny's sister, I reached out to her just... I think I've been watching like a video. It was something to do with things people regret, like they've lost forever and they regret, they wish they could get back. And I was like, the one thing in my life that I've lost that I really wish is these films. I mean, I still had my copy of Max and Wild Things, but Rumple and Stiltskin I didn't have at all. I didn't have any way of playing them. And I thought, I really wish I could get these back and, you know, have them on like a DVD, on something I can make into a YouTube video. Because I thought for years, oh, wouldn't it be fun to have a YouTube video with these, because it's my earliest videos, and suddenly I've got these two films returned to me, and it's wonderful. It's really special. I'm super happy to be able to see these old films again, because, you know, all my YouTube content, I can go back and see all those videos that I've made. But that's the start. That's my first appearance in any filmed material. I do have one more kind of archival thing to share, but it needs a bit more work, and it's nowhere near as old. So if you've been following along with my other channel, where I've been uploading weekly Suage's old Thief Saga series, there are 2 episodes of that, one which got broadcast and one which didn't, both of which will be broadcast now, where Thief Trevor meets the cast of Red Dwarf. He appears on Red Dwarf and meets the characters, and he turns up there twice, but out of sequence. So from their point of view, the first time he comes is the second time that they see him, and it takes place in the same day. And I'd always intended, when he put those up, to do an edit of the same thing but from Red Dwarf's perspective. That's going to be going up quite soon. I thought, let's re-edit my one, and I need to film some linking material. I don't know how I'll tie that in, because that was made in like 2013, 2014, way pre-transition. I don't have most of the costumes anymore. I'll figure something out. I'll do something, it'll be fine. Yeah, keep an eye out for that, a couple of weeks' time. Until then though, thank you for watching, have a nice day. They may be old, they may be lame, but Rumple and Stiltskin is their name. They may be old, they may be lame, but Rumple and Stiltskin is their name. So that's my bit.